So in today's video we're going to check out the Bushnell Phantom and we're going to find out if it's worth the price. The Bushnell Phantom is Bushnell's like stripped down basic version of a GPS, and that's one of the things that it does really well. It is straightforward and simple, and it gives you yardages, and that's about it. My philosophy with golf tech is that it should get out of the way of your round. You shouldn't be paying attention to the tech, you should be paying attention to golf, and it should just do its job and get out of the way. And that's one of the areas where this thing excels. So let's start off talking about the build of the device itself. It's pretty rugged, hard plastic case. It's the kind of thing that if you drop it, it's probably not going to give you too much trouble. It's small but easy to read, even in the sun. I just had it out for a round in the sun. You can see it, really no trouble seeing the screen. Pretty big numbers for the size of the device, so it's pretty simple. It's got a magnetic back that you can use to attach to the cart. It comes with a little clip, and what I like is that you can clip it on your belt or on your bag and actually pull it off with the magnet. The magnet was pretty strong. I rode around with it on my cart for 18 holes, never fell off, even through some bumpy terrain. So it's a pretty strong magnet. It's not, you don't have to worry about it falling off your bag or your cart. The only concern I would have about carrying your bag and having it on there is catching it on something if you brush up against something like a tree or a bush. But if you just stay out of the bushes, then you don't have to worry about that. So one of the things I was really thinking about is, do you really need a GPS if you already have a rangefinder? And what I found using this kind of in combination with my rangefinder is that knowing the front and back of the green is really helpful, and it's hard to get those yardages with a laser rangefinder. So kind of using the two in combination really gives you a lot more information. You know where the pin is, but you also know what you need to carry the front and what you need to not go over the back of the green. And that's where I really liked this device, because it was so straightforward and simple, and it just kind of had those numbers right in front of me on the cart. I had it clipped to the frame of the cart, so you kind of had that information to start. You knew what the front of the green was, and then you can shoot the pin if you were close enough where it actually mattered. Of course, amateur golfers, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be firing at the pin, so using something like this is probably going to be better off for your score as well. As far as functionality goes, basic functionality is going to give you front, middle, and back of the green, but if you press the button, it'll give you some yardages for different fairway hazards. It'll give you left bunker, right bunker, water, that kind of thing. So it's one button, and you switch back and forth between the hazards and the green. All right, so we're going to do a quick accuracy test. I'm about the GPS says 115 out. I'm going to shoot the pin with this rangefinder. It's giving me about 116, so this is telling me 131 to the back and 99 to the front. So far it looks like this thing's pretty accurate. So this thing comes preloaded with 36,000 courses, so when you show up for your round, you're going to probably be able to find your course. It uses, of course, the GPS in the device to find local courses or the nearest courses when you boot it up, and you just select the course that you're playing at. It'll find the hole for you. I played the whole round, 18 holes, and it always knew what hole I was on. It does a pretty good job. I hit some a little offline, and it didn't, even hitting from a different fairway, it knew the hole I was on, just I guess from where I was previous to that. So it did a pretty good job recognizing the hole that I was on, finding the right hole, and giving me the yardages for that hole. The shot tracking functionality works great. You just press a button and it'll tell you how far you are from that spot. So there are some negatives though. It is about $130, so for such a simple device, it seems a little pricey, but compared to other GPS units on the market, it's right about in line with what you can expect for price. Another negative I didn't really like that much, it takes a ton of time to charge. So this is not the kind of thing that if you're running late for your round, you got a half an hour to plug it in, it's not going to charge real quick. So make sure you plug it in the night before. Bushnell says you're going to get about 12 hours of battery life. I had it fully charged this morning, played 18 holes in about 4 hours, and we're at 50% of battery. So not sure I believe the 12-hour number. Also, you can connect it via Bluetooth to your phone if you want to load more courses or anything like that. And there is a phone app as well. To be honest, I don't know why you would want a phone app with a device like this, because at that point just use your phone for your GPS. The good thing about this is that this is when you don't want to take your phone out. You can have your numbers right there for you. So who is this device for? I would think it's for the golfer who doesn't want to take their phone out on the course, wants something straightforward and simple. Probably not a big fan. If you're not a big fan of using a lot of tech on the course, if you really don't like to deal with technology, then this is probably the best device for you, because it's so straightforward and simple. If you can turn it on, you can use it, and it does give pretty accurate yardages. If you prefer to have a map of the course and look at a map and pick out different hazards, this isn't going to be right for you. It doesn't do that. It does give you yardages to various hazards on the fairway, but you're not going to be able to see it on a map. You're not going to be able to, drag your finger along and target certain spots. But it is simple and it's straightforward. It's going to speed up your round. You can just look at it, know what your yardages are, know what you need to reach the front, center, or back of the green. So if you like simplicity, then this is probably a good device for you. So there you have it, the Bushnell Phantom. It's a relatively simple GPS device that does what it does pretty well, and that's all it does. It's not going to have the bells and whistles that some of the other devices have, no maps, none of that, but it gives you accurate yardages and it gives you them quickly. I think something like this is probably good for most golfers. It's going to speed up your round, give you those numbers quickly, and let you just enjoy the game.